Hey everyone, thank you for coming back to my channel, and I am back with another video. So please drop like, subscribe, really hit that subscribe button for me, and like and give me comments. I want to be interactive. If you have a question for me, I will love to answer. But I wanted to come today with a video on becoming a flight attendant, and I feel like these are some things that you should know in the process of trying to become a flight attendant. And these are things that I think and I wish I kind of knew in the process. So hopefully I can help somebody, and stay tuned and let's go ahead and see how I can help you guys. So in the process of becoming a flight attendant, I know that it's a pandemic going on right now, and a lot of flight attendants actually been furloughed. And furlough doesn't mean that you're being fired. It just means that until they're able to afford you again, then they'll basically put you on leave, and they'll call you back when the opportunity and when they're basically able to afford you again. And a lot of flight attendants this year, have had that, and they've been flight attendants for years. But don't let that deter you from anything, because I'm a flight attendant and I'm still working. My company, thank God, however they did it, we were in the safe zone. On October 1st, they sent us a letter actually a couple weeks before that and said that they're not furloughing anybody and that everybody is able to keep their job. And for me, for 6 months within this whole time, I just didn't know what I was gonna do, because I am the least senior person in my company. So when they started furloughing, it was pretty much, they were furloughing from junior up. And based off the percentage, if you made the cut, you made the cut. I knew I had just got hired, so for me, I knew that I wasn't gonna make the cut. But I still kept working. I just wanted to be off probation, and I just kept picking up trips just to make sure that if things happen, I have a plan B. I'm taking on this opportunity, and I'm showing that this company, no matter what is going on, I'm here for you and I'm here to work. And so that's kind of just what I did in my process. It took me a while to finally just kind of find a balance. After October 1st, I was able to just have a woosah moment and just really breathe and be like, okay, I'm not being furloughed right now.
Sorry about that. I'm kind of using my phone right now, so my storage was just kind of out of whack. I have a camera, but anyways, I'm trying to figure out how to really use that camera. But yeah, so I just really just kind of had a moment where I could just like breathe and woosah and just be like, okay, I'm not getting furloughed.
So yeah, that was just interesting. This whole year has just been interesting for not just me, but I'm sure it's been interesting for everybody, the whole entire world. And I don't think that, a lot of companies, I know they won't be hiring anytime soon, because with that being said, the people that were furloughed, they're going to bring them back. They're going to bring them back first and then start hiring again. And in my company, usually what happens is we hire a lot and we hire fast because we're a fast growing company. And my prospective time being on reserve shouldn't have been this long. So I've been on reserve for almost a year now, and within that time in my journey, it has been very interesting, because I kind of thought that I'll get aligned fast and this, that, and the other, but that didn't happen. And that's another thing with being a flight attendant. You need to just come in here optimistic, head on, but optimistic, because everything and anything can happen, and you just have to make sure you're just ready to just like kind of adapt to whatever is thrown your way. And that's just what life, if life throws you a curveball or throw you something, you have to learn how to adapt, see what it is, analyze the situation, and be like, okay, how am I gonna tackle this problem and move forward? So for me, I've been on reserve for about a year, but with other companies, this is nothing. People can be on reserve for years. And reserve is pretty much you have these set amount of days that you're on call, and you need to basically stay by your phone all day. You cannot miss that phone call. If you miss the phone call, you have a little grace period to call back, to be notified for your trips. But I usually have my phone glued to me when I'm on my reserve days, and when I'm not on my reserve days, you could probably, like, my phone is like on the other side, because I'm like I really don't like to be on my phone that much anyways. So when I'm not working on my reserve days, I'm like, okay, I don't need my phone now. I could find myself walking away from my phone to be away from my phone for like a couple hours. So that's just how I operate. So yeah, that's just one thing. But this video is really gonna be about becoming a flight attendant, things you should know, and things you should be ready for when that opportunity opens. Because I've been trying to be a flight attendant for years. For me, it's been years, because I did get opportunities and I did get offers to become a flight attendant, but my life, it was just so much going on, and I was a caretaker at the time, so I really couldn't be a flight attendant and be on the go all the time and just be away from my family. I just couldn't do it. And when I finally had a grace period to kind of open up, my doors were open, and I'm not gonna say it was an easy thing for me. It was not. I've got a lot of denial letters and thank you, but we are basically presenting this offer to somebody else. I've had those where I just literally just sat in my car and I just cried. But because this is what I had the mentality at first when I was applying, that I only wanted to be with one airline only. So I was only, every year or every couple months when they were opening up, I only focused on that airlines, and that was wrong. And I'm gonna tell you why it's wrong. And I had to change my mentality, because I'm like, my goal is to be a flight attendant, right? Not just to be a flight attendant with this company, but to be a flight attendant first. So with anything, you want to get your foot in the door first. So if you want to be a flight attendant, get your certification card and everything else. If another company is hiring, apply. And that's where, after over a period of time and being denied, I was like, oh, I'm doing this all wrong. What I need to do is apply for airlines, a lot of airlines, not just one. What am I doing? Who do I think I am to just keep applying for this one airlines and just keep getting denied? Because there's somebody that's gonna want you. And also, one thing about it is, when I was in the process of applying for all these different airlines, not every airline is asking for the same thing, and they don't want the same thing. Not every airline is the same. And that's what happens once you start doing research on the companies, look at YouTube videos, pay attention when you're on your flights, on the flight attendants, and just like how they carry themselves and just everything like that. So when you do have your interview, you could kind of mimic what they're doing. And also feel free to ask questions, because I've had plenty of people on my plane like literally just be like, hey, they catch me in the back of the galley or whatever it is. I'm like, hey, I kind of been wanting to be a flight attendant for a long time. I was wondering if you can help me and just give me some advice. And I'm that type of person where I'm like, girl, of course. I love sparking conversation with people. I'm as much as I'm like I like to be home and like be away from people. I'm a very outgoing person too, and I like to have conversation and pick people's brains. So for me, it's just like, okay, girl, you want help? I have the tools. I made it this far. Let me help you with what I know. It might not be exactly what the company wants, but I know this worked for me. So let me help you with what worked for me, because it might work for you as well. So I have those conversations all the time, and I just feel like there's also other flight attendants that will love to help. Also, I will sign up for a bunch of Facebook groups for inspiring flight attendants, because there's so many people that are on those Facebook groups that are willing to help you. And a lot of the questions that you have, and a lot of the questions that they ask you in your interview process, are on those Facebook groups. Don't tell nobody I told you, but I'm telling you. So yeah, go on Facebook. A lot of people be like, Facebook, Instagram is it. You know, Instagram is cool. I love Instagram, but as far as Facebook and business and just being more kind of like on the ups and ups on certain things, Facebook is really good for that, and people be kind of sleep on that. So go on your Facebook groups, type it in the group chat, and you will get a lot of questions answered. There's also, I was just having a conversation with a young lady, and she was like, I know you guys aren't going to be hiring for a long time. I'm like, not just us, but other airlines. She was like, but what do I do in the process? And I'm like, do you have a passport? She's like, no. I'm like, get a passport. One thing all airlines have in common is you need a passport. Okay? So work on getting your passport. It takes time anyways. We have nothing but time. Work on getting your passport. That's number one. You cannot apply for any airlines and not have a passport. So I'm telling you now, work on getting a passport. Usually I will tell people, if it's something that you want, even with me, like I have mental conversations with myself. Somebody could walk by me and be like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just talking to myself. But I try to hold accountability for anything that I'm doing and anything that I'm doing wrong and anything that I need to do better. So with that is a perfect opportunity and a perfect mindset to have in being a flight attendant. Because if somebody tells you no, it's not, oh, I don't think this is for me. That means you didn't want it bad enough. It's what can I do to alter myself or make myself better, so that because this is something that I want, they told me no, okay, let me just keep being persistent, keep just looking, researching, applying until I finally get my yes, because this is something that I really want to do. And when those opportunities open up, because I know that with people being furloughed, the competition it was heavy before, but I know it is super heavy now, because there are flight attendants out there that's not working and they want to work. They've been working for years, and just not to work, they're just like, hey, I need to work somewhere. So when those job postings go, you need to be on it. It's almost like a secret sorority. Like, you don't know exactly, because there's like no posting days, there's no like broadcast announcement saying, oh, this job is hiring right now. No, you just have to be on it. Has had a conversation with a girl recently that told me, she was like, she checks every Monday to just see if anything is opening. Like every Monday. This has been her thing for the last couple of months, because she just wants the opportunity to become a flight attendant. And you kind of have to have that mindset. I know when I was looking to become a flight attendant, I was on job sites and just like on the company site and just everywhere. I would go every other day. I would go every day. I would just like randomly scroll, just like you're scrolling on Instagram or whatever it is. Just randomly scroll. You do your little daily scrolling and see if they post it, because just as fast as they post it, it's just as fast as they close it. You hear me? Just as fast as they post it, it's just as fast as they close it. So if you're not in that little grace period of when they opened it and you did not put in your application, oh, it's gone. And it might be gone for like another year, for a couple of months. You don't know how long it's going to be gone for. So that is just something to be on the alerts for when you're trying to be a flight attendant. I also want to say, with being a flight attendant, I'm going to say that you're going to get the job, because I believe that if you claim that, I don't think I'm good for this or this, that you're putting that out in the universe, and that's just something that you don't want to do. That's something that's not the energy that you want going into putting in your application. That's not the energy that you want when it comes to your video interview, and that's not the energy you want when it comes to your face-to-face interview. And I don't know if they're going to keep doing face-to-face interviews with COVID going on. I'm not sure how they're going to do that process again, but that's just not the energy that you want to carry with yourself going anywhere, being a flight attendant or anything. You want to automatically go in there with that mindset of, this is something that I want, this is for me, and to just be confident in yourself, because you did your research, right? You did your research, and you just know that this is you. This is what you wanted. So hey, I'm gonna get the job. and this job is for me. And that's the attitude that you need to have. But it's a difference between being confident and humble at the same time. So when you do have these opportunities of being in your video interview, or even face-to-face when you're around other people that are also applying, don't be cocky. Be humble and be confident, knowing like you know your information, this is for me. It's a different type of presence that you want to carry with yourself. And I believe that when that opportunity comes for you to get to your face-to-face interview or your video interview, it will be seen from the observer of the person that is trying to, you know, take in for their company, because they will want somebody that's confident in their self. Because in being a flight attendant, you are very independent. I came from a 9-to-5 job with somebody trying to micromanage me, and I just knew that wasn't for me. I don't like nobody standing over me, breathing over my neck, just like always trying to see when I mess up. No. I don't like that. When you are in the air, you are your own boss. Like, you need to make sure that you are confident in your work, you are confident in yourself, and even with the crew that you're with, because you could be stuck with that crew for a couple of days. Ask them questions, get to know your crew. I do that all the time. Like, it's never this, you never work with the same people all the time. So for me, I'm like, okay, let me ask questions. There's people that's been flying for over 20 years. Some people don't even have been flying with other airlines, because that's just how it goes. Like, and I learned so much. You want to always have an open mind, and you always want to learn, because you never know everything. That's what everything. You never know everything. Don't ever think that just because you've been doing this for 20 years that there's something else that you cannot learn, because things in our policy, as far as being a flight attendant, everything changes consistently. There's always updates. There's always something that's just changing. So that's just something that I will always keep in mind. Also, I believe that in this time span of it being a pandemic and COVID is going on, because we said that we're gonna have this job, right? I say that it is best that you start saving. It is best that you save for, you know, what is going on now, because nobody's safe. Sorry, my phone died. But yeah, so nobody is safe, meaning with this pandemic going on, as far as careers, jobs, whatever it is. But also, what I mean by saving, I mean that when you get into your training process, because like I said, you're gonna get the job, make sure you save money, because not all training processes they pay you. Sometimes you go in there and you're not being paid. My training process, I didn't get paid. So thank God I saved up money, and I kind of already had in my mindset, I was like, they give you enough time to let you know, like, hey, your training date is going to be here, you know, it's going to be about this long, so basically don't expect a check for around this time. But there are some jobs, some airlines where they do pay you. I'm not sure how it's going to be with the whole pandemic thing going on, but just make sure you save up, because just because you're starting a new journey, a new life experience, also with you going to training, does not mean that you got the job. So with that being said, you want to make sure that your bills are still being paid, because life still goes on. And that's what everything. Life still goes on. You are stopping everything to do a training, to see if this job is something that you want, but your bills still need to be paid. So save, so that you are not stressing about how am I going to pay X, Y, and Z. And make sure you have a supportive family, and let them know, like, if you have kids, whatever it is, hey, I need your help within this time, because I need to focus. Like, I told all my friends and family that, hey, within this time period, if it's anything dramatic that's going on, if it's anything that it can affect me emotionally, whatever it is, please don't tell me right now. Please hold off in telling me, because I've been wanting this for a long time, and I have had to put a lot of things on pause. But I feel like this is my time, and please, 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 I need your help and I need to stay focused. So that's just, I had to have that conversation with everybody because I just know how I am, and I know how, like, I'm an empath, so I take on responsibilities and I put other people first before me. And this was just a moment that I needed to put myself first and do what I needed to do for me. And I said that so that when it does become your time, because I want to be all about claiming it, and I want people that are watching my channel to just be inspired and not feel like, you know, it's not, you know, that they can't do it. I want them to have that mentality. I want you to have that mentality that, you know, if this is something that I want to do, I'm going to put my mind to it and I'm going to do it. So that's what I did. And I'm a walking example of that now. And I've honestly prayed for this opportunity that I have right now. And I'm so thankful and I'm so blessed to have it. And I do pray for all those people that were furloughed within this process. And I pray that for all the people that are also dealing, for the flight attendants that's dealing with any side of just like, you know, feeling kind of lost and knowing like, oh my God, you know, this happened again. You know, to just stay on top and stay encouraged, because we are all a family at the end of the day. There is no person that is greater than the other in this whole process. And I just want everybody to know that with doing anything, and you have to believe that you can do it, and be your biggest supporter and be your biggest fan. And I personally, I'm gonna do another video with a life of being on reserve, because it has just been an experience altogether. I have learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about, you know, an extension of being a flight attendant, because every job has its pros and cons. But every time I think of anything negative or anything, I think about what job I came from, and I'm so grateful for what I have right now. I am so just optimistic. I'm so free-minded. I'm so, if I want to go on a trip and plan a vacation, you know, a safe vacation, staycation, whatever it is, I can do that because I have the opportunity and the benefits to do that. And once things open up again, this site, y'all gonna be like, Chrissy, where you at now? Because I'm gonna be traveling. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be traveling. I want to be able to go, and it might be by myself. I don't know. I don't care. I just have it in my heart and I have it in my mind where I'm like, it's so much world to see, and I have to see it. And that is one of the main reasons why I became a flight attendant, because I just wanted to just be free. My family has the same opportunity to be just as free as I am by me having this job. And I'm able to just experience different cultures, different lifestyles, learn different things, eat different food, and just learn more about myself, and expand my palate, because my palate is just a little bit, I'm a little simple, I'm a little picky. So I've expanded myself a little bit more, and my little layovers that I have, they're actually extending out more now with us, because it's getting a little bit better. But I will do more videos. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope this helped anybody that is inspiring to be a flight attendant. Your time is not done. I will just keep doing your research. I will keep looking at YouTube videos that I'm gonna still keep posting. I will keep going on your Facebook groups, answer questions. There's a lot of flight attendants out there that's willing to help you. They are willing to help. Please post and put comments in my down below so that I can respond and help you, because I did the same thing in my process. I asked questions, and I feel like that's something that you just have to do. Never go in there thinking that you know it all. You don't. There's always more information to obtain. And yeah, so with that being said, have a wonderful and blessed day. Everybody stay safe within the community. Peace and blessings to everyone. And So all my beautiful people out there that's watching this YouTube channel, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe down below. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Take care.